I practically grew up without a father. In my head, I was just raised by a single mother in a way, because my mom did absolutely everything for
Your
me.
mom is a superwoman.
She is.
Wanting approval from their father, or the fact of being attracted to people who are similar to their father.
When the pressure is so bad, it's not pressure no more.
It's prayer. Our relationships with our fathers and just our family dynamic is almost like opposites.
It's like all these things. It's not just because one day I woke up and was thinking, oh, I want the best for myself. It's trauma. Hi guys.
Hi.
And welcome back to In the Now podcast.
What's up, people?
My name is Signorina.
And my name is Praise.
And we podcast together. We talk about living in the now while planning for the future.
Amen.
What are we going to talk about today?
Girl, it's a deep topic.
Yeah, and I think today's topic is something that, resonates with many people.
Yes.
Because
I thought you were going to say with us, but yes, many
it
people.
does, but other people as well. And I feel like it touches so many people, but it's not talked about enough.
That's so true.
Like the realities of it.
Yeah, it's kind of like one of those things that you only get to know when you get to know someone.
Yeah, exactly. Because no one likes to open their family life to you, Nobody likes to do that. But we're going to do that today.
Come on, let's do
you.
it. Let's do it. Let's be bold.
Yeah, so we're going to talk about daddy issues today.
Daddy issues.
You may have them, you may not. You may not even know what it is.
Yeah.
If you don't know, thank God for that.
You may have them and you don't know you have them.
That's true. And then it will appear in certain situations, certain relationships.
You'll be acting crazy. You don't know why you're acting
and
crazy.
People are like, are you know you're not all right. So all of these things. So we're going to talk about that issues today. But before we go into that, I have to ask you, how are you doing?
Girl, thank you so much for asking me that question.
Now she wants
because
to talk. No, you can't touch me.
I'm sorry.
She's infectious.
So first of all, I'm recovering from a week and a half of viral infection.
Yeah.
I also
she has been chilling at home while people have been working.
Absolutely
for a
not.
week and a half.
I wish I was chilling at home. I've been coughing my lungs out for a week and a half, and also managed to get an eye infection. Sorry, in both eyes actually. So
unfortunately,
I've been taking little drops antibiotic. I don't know if it's antibiotics because it's a virus, but anyway.
Yeah.
Yes, I've been recovering. As you can hear, my voice sounds like
raspy.
Thank you. I think it's kind of cool. What do you guys think?
Yeah, you should sing.
Do I sound cool?
Unless you start coughing.
Yeah, actually, let's not do that. Because when I start coughing, one day it was in the morning. I was coughing, literally I was dying. And in my head I was like, God, can you just touch Lena's heart to bring me water because I'm actually about to die.
Right? Yeah.
It was probably like 7 a.m. or something.
Yeah.
And then she just comes, drops the water, and she just
hot water, by the way.
That obviously hot water.
Yeah.
And then she's just like, here you go. And she's running for her life so she doesn't catch anything.
Not just that, I was running for work.
Oh yeah, and that's as well, because I was like, I don't want to ask her because she's going to work and I'm just not.
And I was rushing,
Yeah, so I was like, oh my God, Elroy, the God that sees me.
I can't believe they were even expecting it. But anyway, but you were coughing, so I was like, damn.
I was dying.
I was like, let me just help this girl while I'm going to work.
Because I feel like up till that point, I was like, oh whatever, I'm sick, I just have to deal with this. But that morning I was like, oh my God, this needs to stop because I'm tired.
Yeah. And at the beginning of your sickness, I was thinking that, it's just one of these,
you always,
because she's always sick anyway.
Lena,
stop shouting.
You never take my sicknesses.
I do.
Seriously.
I do. But sometimes you exaggerate.
I exaggerate my sickness.
A little bit. Sometimes. So I feel like, this girl, because I believe that she has more strength, but she just doesn't show it because she's sick, so you can use that card. So I believe that you exaggerate a little bit. So I'm like, she good, she's really fine. And she usually is. But this time around, I was like, okay, damn, she's actually sick. Yeah. Well, anyway, that's why I'm trying to be nice. And also, you can't touch me or be too close to me because I'm afraid of whatever she got going on.
I thought you're strong.
I am. That's why I'm not sick.
Actually, that's right. You're probably not going to get sick because you should have been sick 3 days ago.
Yeah, I have a good immunity by God's grace.
Anyway,
today, daddy issues, the definition of daddy issues. What is it?
Read it for us, girl.
Should I read it?
reading
But you
it.
usually read stuff for
Oh
us,
my God.
please.
All right, so guys, this is coming to you live from Cambridge Dictionary.
Thank you very
Daddy
much.
issue in now. I'm joking. So, daddy issues are emotional or psychological problems caused by someone's relationship with their father, especially unhappiness caused by wanting approval from their father or the fact of being attracted to people who are similar to their father. Ooh. I didn't think about the ending.
That's actually deep, yeah.
That's very deep because usually people that have daddy issues
Yeah.
end up in relationships, like in romantic relationship with people that are like their father.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then maybe those people actually show them some kind of affection, even if it's toxic. But because like they kind of, you know.
But that's the thing about like people that are broken or like emotionally, like things have happened in their lives. They
Yeah.
somehow always attract the wrong people.
Emotionally broken
yeah,
people.
yeah, wrong people. And I think it's because of daddy issues, man.
So good.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true.
But can you tell us what kind of a household did you grow up in, and why are we even talking about daddy issues? Because we're saying, oh, everybody can relate.
Girl, we're talking
But
about daddy issues because we got daddy issues.
that's true, I know. But that's a fact. We're gonna get to it. But what kind of a household did you grow up in, and how did that affect your view on men and just how you relate with men?
Interesting question.
I know.
I grew up in a Christian family. So it was my dad, my mom, me, two brothers. I think we were pretty like regular up till when my dad moved to Europe. And so it was just us and my mom for I think 3 years or so. And then we moved to like Italy with my father, like the whole family basically. Yeah, and then my dad after some point moved again to Finland. So it was just us again. And then we moved to Finland, and then it was still just us because we lived in two different cities. Because my mom was studying, and so it's been quite.
And your dad has moved again.
And my dad and mom have moved again.
Yeah.
To
But now
Ireland.
but now you guys are grown.
Yeah, but we're grown now, so it's different. Like
Yeah.
I'm happy for them. Please go,
Enjoy your
go and
lives.
live your lives.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah, so it's been interesting. I think I'm realizing now as an adult how much that has shaped me. The fact that even though we are like one family and my parents are like together, you know, married, but still like those moments where it was just us and my mom, like it has affected our relationship.
Yeah.
At least let me not speak for other people, but my
Because
relationship
it's
with
not
my father.
normal to be so absent,
It's
you
not.
know, or
It's not.
not being so like close to your father at all times.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, especially as a girl. And I think also because I'm the only girl and the first child, so I think
Pressure. How we say prayer.
Prayer.
When the pressure is so bad, it's not pressure no more.
it's prayer.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, so that comes with a lot of like pressure and responsibility as the first child and first daughter.
Yeah.
And I think one thing that I'm realizing now, and we'll talk about it more later, is that is that our parents, they didn't really know what they were doing. Like they were just doing their best that they knew how to. Like they were not encouraged to read books like nowadays. Like before, when people get pregnant, you're like people
Immediately.
gifting them books to read on
you want to
parenting. It wasn't like that back in the day. So they were just doing what they thought that parenting should look like. So that was our family. So Christian. So that shaped us a lot. Being a Christian and my dad being a pastor, that shaped our family dynamic a lot, in good ways and not so good ways.
Yeah.
So we're pretty like grounded in the church. We've always gone to church, and yeah, just being a very like just conservative, not really conservative, but just grounded in our faith. Like it's always been that. There's nothing else.
Yeah, and I think like in the surface that looks really good.
Yeah, it
like
does.
there are no issues.
Yeah.
But then I think like watching you grow for the past 11 years, I see where the issues lie.
Yeah.
But in general, if somebody sees you like this, they're like, oh my god, such a perfect family, perfect everything.
Yeah.
You got it so good.
Yeah.
But like when someone gets to know you very well, they see some of those things where you maybe lacked, not knowing that you lacked in these areas.
Yeah.
But when it comes to me, I think I have a little bit more complex
I think
situation.
I was telling someone earlier today that I feel like our like relationships like with our fathers and just our family dynamic is almost like opposites, which is really good. Like, no, not good. I mean, it's good that we're talking. That me and you are the people talking about this.
Because we can talk.
Yeah, because it would be like different if I was talking to someone that had the same experiences as me. The people would just be like, oh, whatever. You guys,
What are you talking about?
Yeah, because you had your dad all your life, whatever.
Yeah, you had it good.
So it's good that we have like two different perspectives on this episode.
Yeah. But maybe on how I grew, and before I even talk, I was thinking about it in my room. What do I even want to say, or how do I want to talk about my father? I love him very much, but my father wasn't present, at all. Like, okay, he was there for certain things and everything. I grew up, obviously, and my father was, around, but then also he wasn't around.
I know
90% of the time I did not see my father, like growing up. And then also when my parents separated, I don't know if it was in 2012, 13, 14, I don't even know, I can't remember. That's how much like I've maybe detached myself from the topic, and in a way not caring, but also it's just been a way of protecting myself, right? So in my head, I was just raised by a single mother in a way, because my mom did absolutely everything for me.
Your mom is a superwoman.
She is, because she did everything for me, and not just me, my 5 siblings.
Yeah, you had 5. You have 5 siblings.
Yeah, so she raised us all.
Yeah.
And I don't really blame my dad, because I don't think he had, like you said, they did not know. He did not have the tools.
Yeah.
And when our parents used, like, their generation, when they were just having babies, I think it was just for the sake of having children.
Yeah.
They did not think how like intentional work parenting is. So they were just having children and making their family bigger. But so I don't blame my father, because he did not know any better. His personality, he's quite egocentric. Like, literally, he's, I wouldn't call him selfish, but he does care about himself a lot. But I think it's also a trait that a lot of Congolese men have. They're quite, a bit arrogant.
I feel like that also shows you how they were raised.
Yeah.
Because no one is like
it's
that
culture.
just by genetics.
Yeah, it's like culture and how you were raised, and, as a man, especially how you're raised, it's almost like you people have to like worship you, because you are such a the man of the house and everything. So I think that's in Congolese culture, that's sometimes a little bit toxic, but anyway, we're not gonna go there, maybe some other time. But anyway, so I practically grew up without a father. I do give him credit on some things though, but my daddy knows I can't give him all the credit. He knows. I love you so much, but you've been knowing. So if he listens to this, no shade. But he knows. So I think as a young girl especially, I thank God for my family, like my own siblings.
Yeah.
I give a big shout out to my brother, although like he went through his own stuff, but he has always been, like, Getty has always been there for me, and he's gonna be on this podcast.
Yes.
So I get to give him his special shout out, truly,
Casey
because
is a good guy.
Yeah, because he has been there for me through everything, and he's a person that I can trust. And when like my family or myself, we've gone through like hard things, he has always been the first person to call, right? I've always called him first, and he has always been there. So he has been such a rock. Also, my uncle has been there for me, and like other people. And then when it comes to church, and the people from the church and my pastors, like people, I've had a father figures. So I've not felt like I'm missing out on a lot. Of course, it's different as a young girl growing up in close proximity with your dad and having like that father-daughter time. I've not experienced that. I don't know what it's like. Like, I've missed out, I think, on a big chunk when it comes to that. Having your dad close to you. Like, I've not had that. And I think that's also one of the reasons why I'm so strict on certain things. That's the reason why I view relationships the way that I view relationships. It's the reason why I want the best for myself, the best for my future kids. Like, all these things, it's not just because one day I woke up and was thinking, I want the best for myself. It's trauma. It's actually trauma, because when you grew up the way that I grew up, you will start to think about certain things, and you have to be even more careful when it comes to men, because I think you have two options: either you become very very loose,
Yeah.
and everybody has an access to you, or then you become quite strict. So I'm definitely on the stricter end when it comes to that.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. How would you say like your relationship with your dad has, and like his absence, how has that affected you, the relationships that you have now, and how you view men in general?
Oh, that's a loaded question.
Yeah. There you go.
A loaded question. Yeah, it's interesting because I don't really have a lot of memories from the time when I was much younger, and we were just like us, one big family. I have, or should I say that the happiest memories are from when I was like really young, and it was just like it was us in Nigeria with like my parents like living in the same like house.
Yeah.
And it was just like happy times, happy days. Obviously, I guess it definitely wasn't always happy times because I was a child.
But all of you always say that, like you and your brother, you say that when you were in Nigeria, it's almost like you guys were the happiest.
I think we were.
Yeah, that's crazy.
As kids, at least.
Yeah,
I think we were, because like moving to Europe did not only like moving to Europe complicated my parents' lives.
Yeah.
So which also made it harder for them to parent in the best way that they could have.
Yeah.
Because moving to a whole different country and almost like starting from scratch, it takes up so much like mental space that is almost like you don't have so much to give to your kids in terms of like being intentional. So yeah, I just remember like Nigeria being like happy days, and us in the car with my dad dropping us to school, and picking us like graduations from preschool, and
very cute.
Yeah, so cute. Yeah, so like when we moved to Italy, it was kind of like the same for the first like couple of years. I have like memories of my dad taking me to school like on his scooter, me being like behind him, like
that's so cute.
Like that was really cute. But I think it was when we began to like go into like our preteens. I think there is this like fear for parents where when their kids are out of like that childhood,
that
like,
bubble
stage, it's almost like the next thing they're thinking is that, oh my gosh, she can get pregnant.
Yeah, especially African parents.
Yeah, let's be real.
Let's be
real.
Let's be honest.
Because I feel like as soon as I turned like 12, 13, like people were only thinking of how do we manage this girl so that she doesn't get pregnant, she doesn't go out there with the other kids. Like it wasn't about me anymore and just me being a child.
Yeah.
So all of that like playfulness, all of that went out the window. Like my parents, for example, I always tell people that I don't have any memories of my like parents like beating me. Like if they did, maybe I was like 3 and I don't remember that. But like it's not like it was like anything like abusive.
Yeah.
But I think it was just that mindset.
Sorry, I'm laughing. I remember one time my daddy beat me. I'm still salty about that. Oh my god. Anyway, let's leave that for the internet.
Oh, that's funny. That's
go ahead.
funny.
My family knows what I'm talking about. It was terrible. It was terrible. I remember, sorry, I have to cut you off. I remember I had this red yarn from somewhere, and I was just, putting it all over the house, and I was just, tying everything.
You deserve that big time.
It was so bad. It was on my cheek. It was so bad. Like I think his fingers, almost like his hand,
like that left a print.
Yeah, left a print. I went to the kindergarten the next day. They said, "What's that? What's wrong?" I say, "I fell or something." But it was bad anyway. But
That's
by the way.
crazy.
Yeah. Go ahead. I know. I've never seen that.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Continue. Sorry.
So yeah, like my parents, like I always tell people that I've never doubted that my dad loved me.
Yeah.
I've never doubted that. Like all the sacrifices that he has made, and like even the way he parented, like though he was out of fear, but he was also like driven from a place of love that I don't want to see these kids like
perish,
like just living a messed up life. Like I need to invest everything, make sure that these kids like turn out well. But the execution, didn't quite match because he just didn't like know any better, and so he was doing the best that he knew how to, which is like call everything out overcorrect. I remember like this. I will always remember this day we were like in the elevator, coming back from somewhere, and then suddenly you looked at my nails, and my nails were like probably like the same length they are right now, which is like quite like longish, and then he just like snapped and he was like, "What are you doing with those nails? Like, why are your nails so long? Like, you need to cut them as soon as we go home. Like, you cut off those nails."
Yeah.
And I was just thinking, like, I was probably like 13 at this point. So in my head, I'm just like, what the heck? Like, what is that for? So in his head, he's thinking, oh my God, her nails are long. That means she's gonna go out and fix like the super long nails, and then she'll come home with like artificial nails. And I'm just like, it's like going from 0 to 100.
Yeah, quickly.
Like, you know, like whatever your fears are, is not the reality.
Yeah.
So you are reacting according to whatever the worst case scenario is. And so yeah, just like things like that, you know, just that whole like, I don't want her to become the worst case scenario.
Yeah.
So at the current stage she is like, I do everything.
Yeah.
It's almost like someone having a flu and you think, oh, just in case it might be cancer, let's just put you on like chemotherapy. Just let's give your body everything. Then you end up like actually killing the person, you know, because they don't have anything, you know. So it was kind of like that for me. And obviously, like for getting older, you also go through your own phases as a teenager and as a child and as a woman, especially.
She's just a girl.
I'm just a girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it's interesting how also that affected my relationship with my mom. Because my mom also was there.
Yeah.
And also all those times where it was just us and my mom, like she had things to do. Like she was going to school, waking up at 4 a.m., going to work, and then going to school, and coming back, then take care of the kids, cooking food, and all of these things. So she wasn't really thinking, oh, let me sit down one-on-one with my children and ask them how they're doing. There wasn't time for that. And I don't think she thought about it, you know? Because again, they didn't have no books to read. I mean, there were books, but they
didn't even have the time.
Also the time,
yeah. Because I think they were doing the best for their kids.
Absolutely.
Like they were doing everything that they could so that you guys can have a better life.
Yeah, and we do.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a fact.
Yeah. It's just, you know, I think it was just like a lack of knowledge, you know. Just a lack of knowledge, because apart from that, all of the sacrifices, you know, was for a reason, and we're seeing the fruits right now, and you know, we do have better lives, and we have turned out quite good.
You guys have actually.
Even if I just say so myself.
Yeah, but all of those like sometimes snapping or going from 0 to 100 and everything, because I also have been witnessing some of these things like throughout our friendship. Like I said, we've been friends for a long time, and I've seen you grow from like a teenager into a woman that you are today. So I've seen like those phases which your father wasn't really fond of, you know, and those things. Has that built like resentment in your heart or some type of like anger? Because I can't imagine everything that you've been through, or when someone corrects you constantly and you feel like, okay, I'm not good enough in this thing, you're still not satisfied with this thing. It does something to the mind.
Yeah, I mean, you basically said it all. Like, I wouldn't say that I was like angry, but it made me feel like I wasn't enough. It made me feel like it made me feel like regardless of what I do is not going to be enough, except I fit into this like specific box. I was talking about this to like an older woman who also had gone through like a similar experience, and she was telling me that that the problem here is that maybe your father didn't see you as an individual, but he only saw you as his child. Which is not a bad thing, because I am his child. So he's thinking about me primarily as, okay, this child is my responsibility. I need to make sure that they don't mess up. But then one thing we don't remember as parents is that your child is first their own person.
Yes,
They
like
are,
God created
like
them.
they are apart and separate from you, even though they carry your genes.
Yeah.
But they are first their own person. So it's almost like God has given you the job to nurture whatever is in them that makes them them, and not somehow mold them into what you think that they should, be like.
Yeah.
Of course, it's different for you to have principles and values as a family that you lay down as a foundation. But apart from that, like at some point you have to realize that this person has their own thing.
Yeah.
It's funny because my mom always says that the things I like are always like weird stuff, and like for example the clothes and colors, they always like weird stuff, and it's funny. And it is true. And it's one of those things that like you just realize that this is my child. Like this is this is how they are, and it's not like a bad or good thing. It's just what it is.
Exactly.
And so sorry, going back to your question, it made me feel like I wasn't enough. It made me feel like, and especially like during the days where I gave my life to Jesus. So like obviously I went through like my rebellious stage, and and stuff, just like every teenager, I guess. But then even after that, when I felt like I had gotten my life together and I was actually trying to live, like for Christ and like just be a better person in general, and I still felt like I wasn't enough. So at that point, I think it was a double heartbreak, because before then you might think, okay, they're shouting at me because I am kind of like this, rebellious or whatever. But then when you actually like come into Christ and you're trying to live a better life and you're still getting the same comments, it feels like, okay, what is enough?
What's wrong?
What is wrong with me? And it's interesting that I realized this actually. I don't know if we've talked about this, but there was like something we were doing with someone where we had to like collaborate with them, and we had to always like give them content and get feedback from the person and his approval and everything. And I remember like one time, like he corrected me, and not corrected me, but he said that like in his opinion, like the shirt I had was like showing too much like cleavage. And I remember like snapping, because not like at him obviously, but like within myself, and I was like, what the heck, like what is enough, like why is nothing ever enough? But it's not really about the person. It's more of like all the years of hearing that this is not enough, this is too much, you don't know this and that. And I was just thinking, I've worn this shirt like 1,000,000 times. Why is it that today is not okay? So like things like that, they begin to like affect how you react to other people.
Exactly, and other things. And also because people want to know what you've been through. So even when they are correcting or saying something or commenting about something, they can't know that this area is painful or this thing hurts, know. So like they're just living their lives, but that's one of the ways that you know that you have trauma, or something is wrong. Something is wrong somewhere when you start reacting to certain things.
It's kind of like when they say that your wound is not healed when someone touches it and it's still painful. Because when it's healed, the scar is there. When you touch a scar, it doesn't hurt. It's just a scar that shows that you went through something. When it's not healed, as soon as like someone pokes something, it just opens up again. So damn girl, just so many things, but especially about like my outward appearance, because my parents are my dad like is quite chill in terms of like he was never the type to force a profession on us and say that, oh, you must become this, a lawyer or whatever. He's always been quite like open-minded, like in general, but then he's also quite fixated in the certain things. Like, and those specific things he's very fixated on.
But
them.
Can it be also like from his own trauma, or
For sure, it's definitely like from his own like whatever he also went through growing up. And maybe like
because you kind of pass on those things.
And if you've maybe seen someone, a friend, daughter that turned out a certain way, and then you have it in your head that God forbid that my own daughter will be like this, like forgetting that they're not like the same person, so it's been like those specific things that and then I think also whatever, like everything that he has gone through in his own life has affected how he parents as well, because we forget that our parents are also human beings. So all of those years of struggle, all the human relationships, and all the things
Yeah.
that they've like suffered,
Yeah.
it shapes them. So like as they're talking to me, they're not really talking to me. They're talking
Yeah.
to whoever it is that offended them,
Yeah,
like
even in
yesterday.
that, yeah.
You know? So yeah, it's just. But of course, even though we all like are going through something, it doesn't change the effect
Yeah.
of
Exactly.
words.
Yeah, because you still have to be intentional.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Do you want to share your own, like, because I feel like it's a long, so we have to take it like bit by bit.
Yeah, we
so,
have to take a bit by bit, because this could be like me interviewing you, literally.
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
then vice versa.
Yeah.
What did I even ask you? How has...
Yeah, so like basically like how has, your relationship with your father and just everything how has it affected your relationship with men nowadays, and just in general your view of yourself and yeah.
Yeah, I think because my dad was not present, I've had to fight a lot, like within myself, and like in my head build myself to a certain point where I feel comfortable within myself, where I am, where I believe in myself in a way, because I never had a father figure telling me that you're doing okay, or I never had like his validation, like his approval, sorry. I never had that, and I had to grow up just being content with my mom giving me everything, and then myself, and then thank God for God, because he really helped me. And it's hard for me to even really express how these things have affected me, right? It's really, really hard for me. I think it's also like in those moments where something happens and I react a certain way, I understand that, dang, if I had a father, this would have not happened, or this would have not been like this. And I specifically remember moments in my life when a certain thing has happened, and I have prayed to God and said to him that I need you right now as a father, because I did not have a father. And my father is very much alive, but I don't, in a way, I don't have a father to comfort me right now. So being like, there has been times where I'm like, God, I need you as a father. Sometimes you need him as a friend, you need him as a comforter, you need him as many things, but there has been specific times where I've said, God, I need you as a father right now because I need help, right? And I did not have that. So in many ways, like when I go through milestones or just challenges of life even, I've not had that person to hold my hand. I've not had, my father there. So it has definitely affected me. I think it has affected my view on like men in general. I just thank God that I did not become the person that is extremely like loose, extremely,
I was gonna say like also like bitter towards men.
Even that, like I don't have. I think it's just God and His grace that He has softened my heart and allowed me to see beyond myself, to see beyond my own circumstances. And also, like I said, the amazing men that I've had in my life that have really like taken a place of my father. So of course they will never be able to replace like your biological dad. It's not possible. It's completely different, but still they have really helped me. And I think how I just view men is like, when we joke sometimes, oh, men are scum. We joke about it, guys. We don't really agree that all men are scum, but some people are, though. Some men, but not all, So I think I do have a very, very high standard for men. Like, if you're going to be in my life, if you're going to cross my path, I have a high standard. And especially, like, going through certain, like, even friendships and having certain people in close proximity. Like, I've learned so much, and I'm like, I can't let this type of person or that type of person into my life. And it has made me to be more reserved for sure. I'm very, very reserved person. It's actually hard for you to like enter my life.
That's true.
And if you have entered my life, you are very, very lucky or
That's
blessed.
True. Or lucky me.
Yeah, because I'm very, very reserved. You're not going to be close to me anyway. So and I was thinking about that because I was thinking about like future and what kind of qualities my future husband has to have. Because if you don't have these certain things, it's not going to work. And I think one of the things that I've thought to myself that is very important to me is safety. because I did not have this thing from my daddy.
Oh my God.
I did not have this thing from my father. So I think I'm looking for, like in my future spouse, I'm looking for the qualities that I did not see or get from my father. So it's kind of pressure to my future husband.
Yeah.
Hello. Is pressure to him, but then yet again, I think it's also normal
Yeah.
for you to have these things. So that's why I'm not like, oh my God, you have such a big like job at your hand. But I think I will need a lot of affirmation.
These are basic standards.
Yeah. So I don't even know if I've answered your question because I think it's so complex and yeah, although I've gone through it, I think I've built so many blocks and so many things to protect myself that sometimes
you have, because even me as your friend, like this is the first time I'm really like hearing your thoughts in terms of how like not having your father,
because we don't talk about it.
Because we don't talk about it,
Yeah.
and not because like it's some kind of like taboo or like whatever. But I was gonna say that it's because you have even since I knew you, like even.
When we're teenagers, kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like since you were like 16, I think you were already so strong.
Yeah.
And you had already like built your life and built your mind in a way where you were not just like in pieces, basically. Yeah. So me as your friend, I didn't get to see you in pieces. Yeah. Like even when things happened that, you know, obviously brought up stuff, like even the way you handled it was already like so matured that I didn't get to see like a lot of the brokenness. And also because we're both kids, so even if you went through stuff, I probably wouldn't have really like understood. Yeah. So it's just really interesting for me to hear like everything right now as as an adult. But yeah, but I'm also like really grateful to God for that. Because some people don't have the same story. Yeah. Some people are still in pieces. Some people never had like any other like man that was, you know, in their life steady.
That's the thing. Yeah. Because I think when you have like an absent father, it really, there are many holes in your life because you need that validation from a man. You need that validation from your father. And when you don't get that, you start looking for it from different places. Yeah. But I think for me, I thank God that I never had that I needed validation for sure in some measures, but it was never so big that I was like throwing myself at men or looking for relationships and all of that type of things. Because you sometimes hear stories of people that did not have their dad and they ended up sleeping around or ended up being with like different relationships. And like I didn't go through that by God's grace, you know, but maybe it was because of how I like just build myself, and also thank God for my siblings, because we together, when we discussed about things, we took things lightly. We didn't really take it to our hearts and be like, oh my God, we are like suffering or whatever. We still like had a good time. We had each other as a support. And even when my parents separated, it wasn't a big shock to me. I think it affected my mom the most.
Yeah, of course.
It didn't affect me so much because I was a child. Yeah. I was still living my life. And for me, nothing changed in my eyes, because I was like, sir, you were not here anyway. Yeah. Like I barely saw you, you know, with all due respect to my father, you know. But for me, it didn't change. One thing I do give my dad credit for is that every Christmas he did give us Christmas cards. That was really, really sweet up till some point. But anyway, he did do that consistently, and that was sweet. And he does remember everybody's birthday. He has great memory.
That's amazing.
And, you know, he has amazing qualities, you know, as a man. But then also he just did not have the tools for him to be a great father, right? And he had his own issues, you know?
I'm still recovering, guys.
Yeah, he had his own issues as well. And yeah, I can't blame him for that. You know, I could, but then I would be wasting my time. So I don't got time for that. I gotta move on. I gotta think about my life. I gotta figure out what to do in my own life to make sure that the type of person I marry and create a family with, this thing will not repeat itself. Like that's my mentality. I've always like, you know, changed my mentality. And like I said, my mom, she was really a mother and a father. My mama really did that, but it's still not the ideal situation, and it's still not the best. So although I give my mom a shout out, it's obviously better when you grow up in like two-parent household.
Yeah. Would you say that there was a specific moment in your life that you dealt with this, and, you know, even like going through the whole stage of like forgiving your father, not really for doing anything wrong, but just like for not being there and not being like the exemplary like man father you would have wanted? Or was it like something that happened like just gradually with time? Or was it like, can you remember like a specific moment?
I don't think that there is a specific moment where I was like, I forgive my father or whatever.
Why are you making it sound like it's such a lame thing?
No, okay, but listen, I don't think that there was a specific time. I think that it has been a gradual process. And for example, today, if something comes to the surface that I did not know of, and I'm like, damn, it's probably because I got daddy issues, then I'm like, okay, I forgive Damien, let's move on. And I like keep forgiving. I think that that's the thing. Like when you discover new things or behaviors within yourself or reactions, I keep forgiving, you know, and I choose that path because it's way better than you being just, oh my God. Because, you know, like I said, stuff can happen in your life, you know, go to the rock bottom and come up, right? So I think it's been a gradual process. And when I gave my life to Christ, I do remember there was one time when I was praying about like my family patterns and just certain things I was just binding and losing, and you know I was praying, you know, and everything. And I think like the Holy Spirit brought up the topic of my father to my heart, and I was like, dang, I gotta pray about this thing. And I prayed about it, and I remember I was crying and just saying, I forgive this man for absolutely everything that he has done and also not done, you know. And yeah, that was one time. And I think after that, because this is the thing, I don't think about it. I don't think about it. That's also maybe a problem, because
no, it's not a problem. I think you know, people think about things when they don't have anything else filling up that space. So you dwell and dwell and dwell on that. But like
I am dwelling, I am dwelling, I am dwelling in the presence of
that. Is so accurately put.
Thank you very much.
Because you are a child of God. You've been blessed enough to experience God as your father.
Thank you very much.
And you've just been blessed in so many ways in your life.
Yeah.
And you have an amazing family. So it doesn't there's no
shit on me.
It doesn't there's
but you get it.
There isn't much space for you to dwell and dwell and dwell on that, because it's not something that you're constantly reminded of every day.
I don't think about it.
Because God has in many ways like I guess compensated
for sure,
for that, you know, thing that was lacking.
Yeah. But now as you're speaking, because I'm thinking about my siblings, everyone has been affected in different ways. Yeah. Because that's true. God has been very good to me, and He has compensated me in many ways, and just the way that I've surrounded myself with people, or He has surrounded me with people, and you know, having like friendships, like even what we have has healed me a lot in when it comes to like this area. But then when I think about my siblings, I know that like they've gone through their own struggles, and it doesn't like look the same. And I know when we've had, like with my family, my siblings, we randomly always have these moments where we just open up. Everybody's opening up. It's actually funny. It can be that, oh, we're going to my mom's place and then we're just hanging out there, and all of a sudden it just turns out into an opening up session and everybody's opening up. I struggled with this, I went through it. I was like, wait a minute. And like this was like, I was depressed this time, I was sad this time, this happened, and like so many things. And we're like, what happened? And you see that because we did not have that like head of the home and the person to bring us together. My mom was also like, she was doing everything she could for us, working her off. She was doing everything for us. So she also did not have that time to sit us down and ask us, are we doing good or everything. She just always gave us counsel, and she just wished for us to do, like, because what else can you do as a mother? You just pray for the best and you want your kids to do well, right? So if we had a father figure, he would have like prevented so many things that every one of us have gone through, right? And yeah, so sometimes when I think about that, I'm like, dang, if our dad was present, maybe this thing would have not happened. Maybe how my, for example, brother grew up, because we don't ever talk about that issues with men. We don't talk about that. And that's a problem, because how a man grows up without a father affects the man. You know, of course, also girls. But anyway, so I think it has affected each and every one of us. And there are certain things that when you see in my family or when I see in my siblings, I'm like, daddy lacking. Like if daddy was there, certain things would have maybe not happened, or certain things would be different.
Yeah,
And
they were all different ages as well.
Exactly.
The fact that you were quite little,
young, yeah.
when everything went down, like also affected,
Yeah,
how
my
you
older
turned
siblings
out.
especially.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think when I look at it from that lens, from the lens of my siblings, I think it's even deeper, and it's even like harder for them, to deal with that, because it's really hard.
Yeah.
But for me, God has been gracious for me. I know that, because I know that I could have been very messed up.
Yeah.
I could have been very, very messed up, and also my view of men could have been very, very distorted and messed up. But I think it's also maybe just the type of person I am. But I think one thing I got is that this one thing that I don't want. Like I always try to learn from situations, whether good or bad. So with my father, I saw certain things and qualities and characters in him, which I know that I don't want to see near me, and I do my very best to avoid stuff like that. Yeah, for sure. Like hello, So yeah, well, maybe I'm not gonna bring my siblings, all of my siblings here. I've already brought almost two. Yeah, so like. Yeah. I'm not gonna make it a family meeting, but
why not?
Nah, bro.
We've talked about bringing our moms.
We need to bring our moms. Seriously, we need to bring both of our moms, and we need to talk about girlhood. Yeah.
Imagine our African moms talking about girlhood.
No, but we need to talk about girlhood turning into growing into a woman.
Into a woman, right?
Yeah. And how they felt.
Yep. Yeah.
And how they saw. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Stop pissing me off now. And how they felt raising us.
Well, that's a deeper conversation.
Thank you. But we should bring up. Sorry, I don't know why I'm laughing. But we should bring our parents, our moms. So sorry, correction. Because if I bring my daddy on this podcast, it's going to be crazy. And if your dad comes on our podcast...
He's taking over.
Cut the show.
He's taking over.
Your dad is a yapper for sure.
Oh my God, my dad can talk.
Yeah, and it's... Oh my God.
My dad can talk.
He can, yeah, and he will.
And he will,
But so can mine.
No, that's true.
My dad is a yapper.
That's true.
He's a yapper too.
That's actually true.
Yeah.
Oh my days, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna answer also the same question that I asked you. Yeah, so I feel like for me also because of my personality. Why are you laughing?
Yeah, go ahead. Maybe we're tired too, guys.
We definitely are.
Yeah.
Because of my personality, I'm not someone that will just randomly open up. I'm not.
That's true. Let's go there. Go ahead.
Where are you going to?
There. Go ahead.
So I'm not the type to randomly open up and tell you about my nice and not so nice feelings and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So when everything has happened, whenever I felt like I wasn't good enough, and this is a random side note, or not random, but side note. I think parents need to be so intentional with the words, the words that they speak to their children. Because as recently I've been thinking about how growing up, I never really heard anyone tell me that I'm beautiful.
That's deep. Yeah.
For not my parents. It's always been random neighbors that are oh my God, fine girl, you're so nice, and they'll take your cheeks oh, you'll marry my son, you're so pretty.
They always be like that.
But my own parents, I never really heard that. My father would always correct when he didn't think my clothes looked good, or I didn't do my hair in a proper way. It was always corrections. When I did look good, he would just not say anything,
and that's a problem.
It's always my brothers that are where did you get this clothes from, praise?
But you see, they can't also,
but they don't know how to say this is nice, because it's not a culture in our family saying, wow, you look good, wow, this clothes really fits you. My brothers would be where did you get that from?
Yeah, where did you
And
buy it from?
and they'd be
Is
like,
this new?
they'd be like, is this new? And then they'll look at you like, it's nice, but
Yeah.
they will not tell you like, wow, you look good.
Yeah.
So these are all things that affect, especially like a woman growing up. So like I remember, and also growing up in Europe, where you are the only black girl in your school with your afro hair and everything, like not having that like validation and affirmation from your house, it affects how you see yourself. I don't think I ever really felt like so pretty. I would always think that, or like the other girls like look pretty, like not really like me, like my features are not so like pretty or whatever.
But she's so cute. Look at her, guys. Such an angel. Yeah, I have to
An
wash my
angel
hands.
like me.
She's still sick, guys.
Yeah. But yeah, anyway, like these are some of the things that affected me. So when all these things happen, I'll just like keep it to myself. Maybe like a couple of days of just being like kind of sad, but then you move on with your life and you're kind of like normal, but you're not really normal. Like but if you don't, whatever you don't deal with is gonna be there. It doesn't go away.
Yeah.
Time does not heal wound.
Not all the wounds.
Time doesn't always heal your wound. Treatment will heal your wound.
Intentional
cleaning the wound will heal your wound with time.
Yeah.
But just doing nothing to your wound will never heal your wound. So I just like all these things kept building up, and the older I got, more things happened, and I just it went from like comments about my appearance to like just comments on how I should live my life.
Yeah.
I remember like this conversation where I was so like excited about something, and I shared it, and then it was just like shut down. But it was shut down in such a, I think, such a like a mean way, and such a, oh, this thing doesn't matter. Like, let me tell you what you should do.
Yeah.
This is how you should live your life. Forget about all these things. Like, this is what you should do. Just wait till you're married. Like, and then there's of course the aspect of like marriage being like exalted as a woman. That no, don't worry about it. Like, marriage is the thing you should like aspire to. And so like all these things like kept happening and whatever, and then up till I think it was last year, like fall, autumn. So like 2025, like autumn, I went for like this worship school. And then literally first day, first teaching, one of the leaders of the school like kind of opened up about her own life, and she had like not the same story, but she also had like stuff with her dad that God had to like confront her and tell her that you needed to deal with this because it's affecting your whole life. And I remember just in that moment I realized that, wow, like even though I'm fine, and my relationship with my dad has always been like fine, we've not been like enemies or anything like that. It's always like fine.
That's so Nigeria.
That's all. I mean, Nigeria.
That's so Nigeria. We've never been
enemies. We are fine. But at the same time, I realized that I was holding on to so much, like just so much like hurt, that it was affecting other areas in my life, and even just how much I could like serve God and be free in whatever God has called me to do. Yeah, but then at the same time I was like, how the heck am I going to talk to my dad about this? Like after 25 years of living on this earth without talking about our feelings, how will I talk about this? And so like I had this crazy dream. I just woke up like crying. I called someone, and then they were telling me how that, listen, like you need to accept your dad for who he is, number one. Unless you do that, you'll never be able to deal with this issue. So I called my dad. I opened up, told him like a bunch of stuff. My dad, bless his heart, he tried. He tries, but when you just don't know how to deal with something because you've never dealt with that kind of a thing before, you just don't know how to. And so like for him, like talking about things like this is like, oh my god, no, let's not go there. Like let's not open that pot. But the pot is already open. So he kind of like, he just said like some stuff, and he didn't really know how to deal with it. And in that moment I kind of realized that, my God, praise, you just have to accept him for who he is, and accept that he has the best intentions for you, but he just doesn't know how to express it. But one thing that conversation did for us is that he, for the first time, got to know how I felt. So, no, I think what it did for him is open his eyes to see how I've been feeling all these years. And then for me, it helped me to just understand him more and accept that this
And
is
he's
who
being
he
more
is.
gentle now.
He's way more gentle, not because he doesn't know how to handle the situation, but because he loves me. Once again,
Hi guys, we're back.
once again, we got caught up by a camera, guys.
Just
you guys should
Bear
should
with
buy
us.
us a new camera.
thank you very much,
Maybe we should do a GoFundMe for a new camera
and we will.
because it's starting to look like we
It's
need
starting to look crazy.
heavier camera
Equipment.
Yeah,
for sure.
exactly. But
So
yeah,
forgive us. This is from iPhone 17 Pro, so
hope
the
it's
quality
good
should
enough.
be good.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you were saying,
Yeah, but anyway, I was saying that conversation with my dad just opened my eyes and allowed me to understand him more. And so I feel like something in me got released that day. I think it was just the fact that I opened my mouth and I said everything.
yeah.
And he heard
But
me.
that's freeing that when you get to speak and
It
you
was
get to
so
say what's on your
freeing,
mind.
yeah. And it wasn't and he was very when someone is kind of doesn't know what to say. So he didn't say he didn't shut me down or say oh, these things you're saying don't matter. He just he listened and he said his own thing. And my dad can talk, so he was talking about other stuff that didn't have anything to do
he's like,
with the thing. But so it was kind of it kind of showed me that praise this person he's not doing it
good
on purpose.
intentions,
He
but
has
then
good intentions.
Delivery and all of that is hard.
Yeah, exactly. So so in that moment I let everything go.
That's good.
In many ways I just
Proud of you.
thanks, whatever. Yeah, so I let all of that go, and I've just it's insane the kind of freedom I have felt since that day. And also I can see it in him that he's way more intentional with me, and also I think with all of us, all of my siblings, he's way more intentional. He's understanding that his words matter, that the things that he say matter, and he's understanding he can't just be shouting and just saying things and think that because I'm the father I have the right.
Okay
I have the right to say these things. So
yeah,
it's been a beautiful journey, a beautiful thing to see. And I'm really happy that I have the kind of dad I have, because if he was not a Christian, we wouldn't even be able to have any kind of conversation. And he wouldn't even have the desire to want to change or do things
to be better. Yeah.
And just like I said before, I've never doubted that my dad loves me, because I can see it.
And I think it's shown more in action than in word.
I
think that's the thing that proves it, because in your family, I don't say I love you, which is crazy to me, because I say I love you at the end of every phone call with my brothers, my brother, my sisters, and my mom, right? Yeah. So I always say I love you at the end of the phone call. It's just the way that we grew up. We always not always, but we started saying it more often at one point. And I don't know if it's after my mom's hospitalization. No, it's before that, maybe. I think it's before that. But anyway, I think it's before that. We've said it for a very, very long time. We've always said I love you, and I think after that, even more intentionally. Stop looking at yourself. I was about to say she thinks she's pretty. She is pretty, but the fact that you're looking at yourself, stop. So anyway.
I'm looking at them.
Yeah. But anyway, we've always said I love you. And in our own is in word and also in action, But I think yours is so heavily in action that you see that you guys genuinely love yourselves, each other anyway.
Yeah, we don't know how to say it.
Yeah.
We don't know how to say
how to express it.
Affectionate stuff, saying, oh wow, you look good. Oh wow, I really like this thing you did.
Yeah.
I really we don't know how to do that.
Yeah.
But then, for example, I've been sick for a week and a half, and my parents have called me every single day, twice a day, to check up on me. My dad has.
Although I am taking good care of her. Hello, guys.
Girl, you
okay. The first week I didn't care because I didn't know that she's actually sick.
You've been quarantining yourself in your room
for sure, because I don't want to be sick, and even now she's too close to me. But anyway, so I think. My family, we've always been very I love you, and you have also improved a lot. You and your siblings, your brothers, you guys have improved a lot.
Because we know you.
Yeah. Me?
Yeah.
You mean me?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Because where else is it from? It's not from my family.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's there for me because I'm affectionate. I will hug you. I will say hi. I will even kiss your cheek and all of that type of stuff. And I will tell you that I love you.
Yeah. And funny enough, now that we are adults, like for example, my mom, I think because she was so like burdened with so much, like while we were growing up, now that, you know, she has a bit like less burden and we're all grown up, she's able to also express her own affection.
That's so sweet.
Because when we were little, my mom wasn't like hugging us and kissing us, but now that we are older, you know, she'll like kiss us on the cheek. Now she'll like, you know, like more playful and stuff.
The day your mom came, like when I came to church and she hugged me, she has always been hugging me, but she hugged me and she kissed me. I said, oh my God, something's happening in this household.
You said, I'm into the family.
I am in the family. I am part of the family. I'm kind of like part of the family. Whatever. So like hello, but you're part of my family too. So yeah. Anyway, so that's that. Daddy issues. We definitely have to continue this conversation because it's crazy. It's long.
I know. We should have a part 2, like a specific topic regarding daddy issues.
Thank you. And maybe I seem like I don't care, which I also kind of don't. But anyway, it's just the way that I am.
Yeah.
So, although if there are like psychologists and therapists and everybody that are watching this video, if I seem like I have issues, tell me, please. I'm just saying it, by the way, because if I do have and I don't know, like tell me. Maybe it's like that.
No, but people are different.
Attachment styles, avoidance, whatever.
Avoidance,
maybe that's my own. Let's check the attachment styles. And I think my own is fearful avoidance, something like that.
You've mentioned.
I don't know, but it makes sense. You know, it makes sense, and it can make you like that. Issues can make you to be afraid of commitment, afraid of bringing people close to you, and maybe that's why people. I don't bring people close to me. You know, unless you prove that you are amazing or you have something valuable, you know. Other than that, you're gonna be far from me, you know. Maybe that it does affect me. I know that it does, you know, and I see it in different things, but you know, I'm just living my life.
One thing that I love that you've always said to me is that whoever I marry is going to be obsessed with me.
Yes, as it should be. And I've told you that you need to marry a man that is obsessed with you, you know, in a healthy way, of course, not the crazy ones. In a healthy way, a man that loves you and shows you all the love that you've not been able to receive, like throughout your childhood. My man also has to be obsessed with me because I'm not doing anything less than that.
You, for sure, because you will go crazy.
What? Anyway, guys, I think that's it. Can this be it?
It could be.
Okay, we gotta go.
Yeah.
You see how we're rushing this episode just because we don't have a camera right now. But anyway, you guys, thank you so much for tuning in, listening.
You.
Drop your comments down below. I want to know what you have to say. I want to know what you think about daddy issues. If you have daddy issues, give us advice. If we seem crazy, tell us. Help me.
For real though.
I'm actually serious.
For real, give us steps to take.
Yeah, if I'm serious.
Give us steps towards healing.
Thank you. If we seem a bit messed up, you know, then please help us in the comments and share with everybody. Share it this time with your daddy because it's about daddy issues. So share it with your daddy, with your friend, any friend that has daddy issues and you know that they have daddy issues, share it with them. And yeah, I just hope that this episode helps us to heal and helps us to acknowledge that we have issues in certain areas and start to fix them, because everybody's daddy issues will look different. Yeah, there's similar elements, but it will be different because you are a different person and you know your story is different. But yeah, let's heal together, let's learn together, and let's become better. That's it. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Thank you guys.
See you next time. Bye.
Bye.